Yet another mass shooting has rocked the United States of America. This time, the state in question is Louisiana, where a party marking Independence Day celebrations took a tragic turn. According to the reports, 4 people have been killed and more than 7 others injured during a block party in Louisiana. Over 100 people were gathered for this party at the moment. The motive behind the shooting is unknown. While the investigation is underway, the police authorities have not made any arrests so far.
Last night was a horrible night here in Freeport, here in this community. SPD was notified around 11:40 about a shooting at this location on Jones-Mabry Street. Upon SPD's arrival, it was discovered that multiple shots had been fired and at least 10 people had been wounded. Later, as the investigation unfolded, it resulted in 3 fatals and 7 non-fatal victims at that time. Earlier today, another body was discovered in this area that SPD officers, investigators on scene now investigating, but the chances are likely that it is a result of what occurred here last night.
This is the 4th mass shooting in the United States of America around the 4th of July Independence Day celebrations. Earlier, 10 people were killed and 38 wounded in mass shootings in Philadelphia, Baltimore and Fort Worth. That is ahead of the key holiday. The shootings have prompted fresh calls from U.S. President Joe Biden to pass gun control legislation in the country. Take a listen.
But Congress needs to step up, pass common sense gun safety laws to protect our kids and educators. And by the way, arming teachers is not the answer. Arming teachers is not the answer. Banning assault weapons and high-capacity magazines, extensive background checks, they're part of the answer. They'll make a big difference.
Meanwhile, a 16-year-old girl was also killed in a shooting in Indianapolis block party. The shooting happened in the northeast region of the city on Monday night. The girl was pronounced dead at the scene. Now, the U.S. has seen a frightening surge in gun violence this year. In 2023 alone, more than 340 shootings have been reported in the country so far. At least 412 people have been killed in these fatal tragedies countrywide. We're still on with this story. Now, the 4th of July Independence Day celebrations have been marred by mass shootings in the United States of America. From the nation's capital to Fort Worth, from Texas to California, the long weekend in America has been overshadowed by 17 mass shootings, in which 20 people have been killed and more than 100 others injured. Let's tell you more about the latest shooting in the last 48 hours in the United States of America. The latest shooting took place in Louisiana, where 4 people have been killed and 7 others injured. Now, moving on, 9 people were injured in a drive-by shooting in Washington in the early hours of Wednesday. Meanwhile, a mass shooting also took place in Baltimore, where 2 people have been killed and 28 others have been injured. Now, 5 people were killed and 2 children were also wounded after a man wearing a bulletproof vest opened fire in Philadelphia, where the shooting took place. And lastly, 3 people were killed and 15 others were injured in Fort Worth, Texas. A 16-year-old girl was also killed in a shooting in Indianapolis block party and 3 others were injured. Now let's tell you more about the gravity of gun violence in America. In 2023, a total of 356 mass shootings have taken place, which has killed at least 431 people so far. And these numbers according to the Gun Violence Archive. Let's tell you what the numbers stood in 2022. According to the Gun Violence Archive, a total of 647 mass shootings took place in 2022, which has killed more than 44,000 people in the United States of America. The Gun Violence Archive recorded slightly more mass shootings in 2021 compared to 2022. Let's tell you what the numbers stood at in 2021. 692 mass shootings in the United States of America in 2021, out of which more than 45,000 people have been killed in the country.